semiconductor memory, RAM. First, misnamed as all semiconductor memory is random access. Second, read-write. Third, volatile content are loose when power switch off. 4. Temporary storage. 5. RAM is of two types, static or dynamic. Dynamic is based on capacitor. Static is based on flip-flop. No leak, does not need refresh. Dynamic RAM. Dynamic random access memory, known as DRAM, is a type of random access memory that store each bit of data in a separate capacitor within an integrated circuit. The capacitor can be either charged or discharged. These two states are taken to represent the two values of bit, conventionally called 0 and 1. Things that happen when using dynamic RAM. First, store data as charge on capacitor. Second, charge leak. Third, need refreshing even when powered. 4. Simpler construction. 5. Smaller per bit. 6. Less expensive. 7. Need refresh circuit. 8. Slower. 9. Used in main memory.
Static RAM. Static random access memory is a type of semiconductor memory that uses bistable latching circuitry to store each bit. The term static differentiates it from dynamic RAM, which must be periodically refreshed. The characteristic of static RAM. The first one is bit store as on-off switches, no charge to leak, no refreshing needed when powered, more complex construction, larger per bit, more expensive, does not need refresh circuits, faster, cache and digital. There are the structure of DRAM and SRAM. The characteristic of SRAM and DRAM. The first one is both volatile. DRAM is simpler and smaller than SRAM. DRAM is less expensive than SRAM. DRAM is favored for large memory requirements. SRAM are faster than DRAM. SRAM is used for cache memory and DRAM is used for main memory. There are 4 types of ROM. The first one is programmable ROM, erasable programmable ROM, electrically erasable programmable ROM, and the last one is flash memory. Programmable ROM is a memory chip on which that data can be written only once. The difference between a PROM and a ROM is that a PROM is manufactured as blank memory, whereas a ROM is programmed during the manufacturing process. Erasable programmable ROM is a type of memory chip that retains its data when its power supply is switched off. Once programmed, an EPROM can be erased by exposing it to strong ultraviolet light source. Electrically erasable programmable ROM. It is a type of non-volatile memory used in computers and other electronic devices to store small amount of data that must be saved when power is removed. EEPROMs can be programmed and erased in circuit by applying special programming signals. The number of times it could be reprogrammed is limited. Flash memory is an electronic non-volatile computer storage medium that can be electrically erased and reprogrammed. Flash memory is a specific type of EEPROM where large amount of static data are stored.
Module organization. Multiple chips make up the entire memory. Second, 1 bit per chip system ORG. Next, 8 256K multiple 1 bit chips. Error connection. First, hard failure. Point is permanent defect. Second, soft error. Point random, non-destructive, no permanent damage to memory, present in all material. Detect using Hamming code. Can be also repair using error correcting code. SEC DED code, single error correcting and double error detecting code. Point can detect 2 error, can correct 1 error. Error correcting code function. First, error signal. Second, data out. And third, data in. Example of error correction: Hamming code operation A, B, C, and D. Interleave memory. In an interleave memory, the memory is divided into a set of banks. One way of electing visual address to memory module is to divide the memory space into contiguous blocks. In an interleave memory, however, consecutive address reside in different banks.
For example, suppose there are 4 banks, each containing 256 bytes. The interleave SIM will assign address 048 to the first bank, Y59 to the second bank, and so on. Interleave memo. However, the memory space is split up among the banks. As long as requests are sent to 2 different banks, they can be handled simultaneously. The processor can request a transfer from location I on one cycle, and on the next cycle request information from location J. If I and J are different banks, the information will be written on successive cycle. Advanced DRAM organizations. In recent years, a number of enhancements to the basic DRAM architecture have been explored, and the chips that currently dominate the market are SDRAM, DDR, DRAM, RDRAM.
Synchronous DRAM, Synchronous Dynamic Random Access Memory, or known as SDRAM, is dynamic random access memory that is synchronized with the system bus. Classic DRAM has an asynchronous interface, which means that it responds as quickly as possible to change in control inputs. SDRAM has a synchronous interface, meaning that it waits for a clock signal before responding to control inputs and is therefore synchronized with the computer system bus. The clock is used to pipeline incoming commands. The data storage area is divided into several banks, allowing the chip to work on several memory access commands at a time. This allows higher data access rate than an asynchronous DRAM. Rambus DRAM. Rambus Dynamic Random Access Memory (RDRAM) is a memory subsystem designed to transfer data at faster rates. DRAM is made up of a random access memory, a RAM controller, and a bus pair that connect RAM to microprocessor and other PC devices. RDRAM was introduced in 1999 by Rambus Inc. RDRAM technology was considerably faster than older memory models. Like the synchronous DRAM, typical SDRAM has a data transfer rate up to 133 ms, while the RDRAM can transfer data at a speed of up to 800 ms. RDRAM is also known as direct RDRAM or Rambus. DDR SDRAM. The enhanced version of SDRAM is DDR SDRAM. It also known as double data rate SDRAM. It can overcome the once per cycle limitation. It can send data to the processor twice per clock cycle. DDR SDRAM. Double data rate SDRAM is synchronous dynamic RAM that can theoretically improve memory clock speed to at least 200 ms. It active output on both the rising and falling edge of the system clock rather than on just the rising edge, potentially doubling output. Cache DRAM. Cache DRAM integrates a small SRAM cache, 60 KB, onto a generic DRAM chip. The SRAM on the DRAM can also be used as a buffer to support the serial access of a block of data.